This video shows how to consist two or more locomotives with a DCS-50 or DCS-51 Zephyr. For written instructions on how to MU or consist locomotives using the DCS-50 or DCS-51 Zephyr, refer to your Zephyr manual and go to section 18, MU operations. To consist two locomotives, we first decide which locomotive is going to be the controlling or top locomotive. And we put it on the Zephyr. The next thing we want to do is to determine what the trailing locomotive is going to be. And then we make sure that both locomotives are going the same physical direction on the track. Both going to the left, both going to the right. For instance, 4123 is going to the left, so we select our trailing locomotive, in this case number 506, and we make sure it is going the same physical direction or to the left. It does not matter which way the locomotive is facing on the track, as long as it is going the same physical direction as the top locomotive. Now, to set up our consist, we put our top locomotive, in this case 4123. We then press the MU key, and you'll see the small dot by the letters MU on the top of the display flashing. You then select the locomotive to be added to the consist, in this case number 506. We then press the plus key, which is also the CV-RD key. Once we've done that, the display should go back to the number of the top locomotive, in this case 4123. If we've done our steps correctly, we can put the direction switch in either forward or reverse, and both locomotives will be controlled by our throttle. And they are. We can now run our consist with the address of 4123. To remove the locomotive from the consist, you select the trailing locomotive or trailing locomotives that you want to remove from the consist. You cannot remove the top locomotive from the consist, but just trailing locomotives. In this case, we have one trailing locomotive, which is 506, and we're going to press loco 506 and loco to get that locomotive in the display. Then we press the MU key and we press the minus key, in this case the CV-WR or C minus key. And that locomotive has been removed from the consist. It is no longer controlled by the top locomotive, in this case number 4123. With locomotive number 506 now removed from the consist, we can, and in our display, we can control it by itself, and it is no longer being controlled by the top locomotive number 4123. So these two individual locomotives are now separate and can be controlled separately. And that concludes this video on consisting using a DCS-50 or DCS-51 Zephyr.